Hello. This is my statement on accountability and control in schools. And I believe that as an organization, schools must be held accountable. They're charged with the task of educating children, and there has to be a system of accountability to demonstrate how effective their work is. Parents and funders need to know that their children are receiving the education they need to be able to learn and grow throughout their years in the education system. Society as a whole needs to know that the children are being taught and trained to be successful adults in the future. That being said, however, because education is an organization dealing with human beings rather than concrete objects, it becomes very difficult to control a setting like this in the traditional sense of organizational control. Administrators of a system of this type have to be firm about regulations while also being flexible in their views on how a teacher does this work. I think that it requires an approach that sets out standards or goals that are expected for achievement, and then sort of stepping back and allowing the individual teachers the opportunity to set their plans in motion within their class as they see fit for each of their individual students. The critical accountability comes into effect with the final outcome measure, not necessarily how they achieve those outcomes. I think that it's important to have intermittent measures within the year to serve the overall organization best to avoid serious setbacks that if you wait too long, they can't be adjusted in time to reach the end goal. While some teachers may resist these measures, there has to be ways to demonstrate effectiveness. I feel that if the district were to allow individual schools to come up to an individual consensus on assessments and accountability tools, that would work best for each school. I think there'd be less disagreement, less resistance by schools and parents. I think that each individual school is a culture and a community within itself, and because of that, one overall assessment like the Florida test, for instance, that's where the problems come in, because something that perhaps is appropriate for families in Tallahassee wouldn't necessarily be appropriate for students in South Florida or Central Florida. I think that the state standards serve better, or even the Common Core standards, where you have goals, overall goals that are out there, but the states and the local districts are allowed to come up with a system that works better for it. I think that that's a much more flexible and appropriate approach to control and accountability. Again, I think that both control and accountability are required in this situation, but because it's human capital you're dealing with and not widgets, that you have to prove to the interested parties that you're willing to be flexible. Thank you.